Hey everybody, it's Sarah, the hiking songstress, aka Troubadour. Thanks again to Crizzicone. So I'm gonna do my gear video today. I'm up here at my parents' cabin in the North Carolina mountains on spring break with my girls. In fact, my 11-year-old daughter is filming this right now. You want to say hey, Soph?
Hi.
Okay, cool. So it was high time, now that I have every little piece of gear I'm going to take with me. It was time to kind of show it off, talk about it, try to inspire other people or help people out if possible. I'm not going to do it the way a lot of other people do it, where they spread all their gear out first and then talk about it, because I thought it might be helpful to some people to see how I have it packed, in case they're wondering how to pack their gear if they're just starting out. So I will start on the outside, go towards the inside, show you every little thing, and try to maybe talk for like no more than 2 minutes about each thing, so this doesn't go on longer than it has to. Alright, so from the outside in, well, I have this handy dandy little Z-seat thermarest. In fact, I'll sit on it right now because I'm on some rocks. There we go. That's pretty handy. So, you know, instead of a heavy camp chair, you've got this lightweight thing you can put on the ground. If you've got rocks or roots, you can even prop part of it up against a log and have a comfy back. So that's cool. Good choice. I'm glad I did that. Okay, so I want to start with my water filter. I really like this water filter. So this is the Katadyn, I'm pretty sure that's how they pronounce it, Be-Free water filter with the 3-liter bag, because this is for both myself and Scott. Otherwise I might have gotten the smaller pouch that they have with it. It's like a collapsible bottle. But so this filters 0.1 microns. Up to, you know, 0.1 micron. That's 99.999% of bacteria and protozoa, including the Giardia yuckiness that is in the water along the Appalachian Trail. What I like about this, as opposed to the Sawyer Squeeze, for instance, which is probably the most popular, although this is quickly becoming the second most popular. What I like about this is it has the wider mouth with the handle for scooping out of the stream more water quicker, and it actually, the flow rate on this is twice as fast, brand new, as a Sawyer Squeeze. This can filter 2 liters per minute, and I've tested it. Really does. It's really good, and it's easy. It's got the easy clean membranes here, so instead of doing like you have to do with the Sawyer Squeeze, where you have to use a syringe to back flush, with this you just dip this little thing here into your water source and swish it around in the stream, or if you just have like a tiny little spring, not much to swish around, you just collect some in your bag, screw it on, and just vigorously shake it, and ta-da! That's how you clean it. And then you'll want to dump that water back out, because you don't want to immediately be, you know, pushing all that stuff back into your filter again that you just cleaned off of it. So I really like this. I got it for $45 on Amazon last year, and it was about 50 something at REI. I don't know if it's because it's becoming so popular, because of how quick and easy to clean and everything, but the price has gone up on Amazon from $45 to $54 this year, which is unfortunate. I don't think the design has changed at all, although I kind of wish that they would improve this one thing about it. A lot of people still prefer the Sawyer Squeeze because you can thread that one onto like a standard water bottle, like your Smart Water or your Life water bottles. But because this is wide mouth for easier, quicker collection, it won't thread onto those bottles. I was really hoping that they would have made this compatible, because the mouth is the same size. Let me tuck that there. I was hoping they would have made it compatible with this, and I almost thought it was going to be. But it's not quite. The threads don't quite match up, even though the mouth is the same size. So I was getting water squirting out the sides, which would be dirty water, which would be really bad. So don't try the Gatorade bottle. Really unfortunate. But other than that, we can collect and filter our water quicker into our liter bottles that we'll each have, and our backup half-liter bottles. So really cool. I still think it's worth the price for me, because I'm kind of a slower hiker and I don't want to waste time getting my water. So, okay, on to the next thing. Let me turn my pack around here. All right. So yeah, just gonna go over all these little things first. I've got my roll-on sunscreen, very important. Such an important item, a harmonica, because I like to make music, and this is a good small instrument to carry along. Alright, last time I think I pronounced this Picardin and was a little bit poked fun of. Captain Picard salutes you. It's actually Picardin. Pronouncing things right is half the battle with these videos, you guys. Alright, that's for the ticks. And that's all that's in there, besides this, which won't work with my filter, very sadly. Of course, you got a pocket full of snacks. Over here, I have, oh, here are these. These are my gaiters. These will be on me. These are the things that you pull on before you put your boots on, and then you attach the Velcro to the Velcro that you've affixed onto the back of your boot. You attach the hook onto the laces in the front, and it keeps all that annoying debris from repeatedly working its way into your boot while you're hiking and driving you crazy. So these are the Dirty Girl gaiters. Okay, so the reason I went with these, besides the adorable paisley pattern, which is fabulous, isn't that fabulous? They actually had a pattern that had pinup girls all over it, which was really cute. But when I saw the paisley, since I'm kind of a paisley junkie, I went with that. But also, any company that says it was started and is run by goddesses from their empire of dirt is a company I think I'm going to support. So I did. So I went with the Dirty Girl gaiters. Check them out online. The lady who started it's so cool. I just can't even. I wish she was my best friend. Alright, I've got my stick pick. This turns your trekking poles into selfie sticks. So you can get like a wider angle of the mountain views. This was invented by a fellow backpacker. Another small company I wanted to support. Really cool. Hope I get some good angles for you guys with that. And this number 2 one fit perfectly on my trekking poles, so thanks for that. The owner was really helpful, helping me figure out what size to get and everything. I've just got a basic knee brace in case I need it. All this stuff is here, easy to reach. I've got an Energizer headlamp. You need a headlamp, and it's good to have one with both the high beam and the low beam and the red light to use around other hikers at night so you don't bug them that much. But this Energizer one that I already had did not have a red light, and I didn't really want to go out and buy another one when this little handy dandy thing that clips onto it, when you press on it, it makes red light. Don't know if you can see that, but so I was like, well heck, I'll just clip that on there and I'll be good to go. So that's what I'm doing. I think we got these for the Navigator Scouts to use on a night hike one time. Anyway, that'll work. Got my bandana, got my pack cover, which doesn't completely waterproof your pack because, you know, it can trickle in between your back and your pack and get your gear wet. So I've got a contractor bag in here, which I will show you as I get further into my pack. Of course, you need sanitizer to clean your hands. I've got my trusty compass here and thermometer. We'll be using that with a map. I am not going to be using the Gut Hook app because for me personally, I want this experience to be having less screen in my face. I mean, with the exception of trying to get some good video footage and some lovely pictures, I think I'm going to try to be pulling that off. So, map and compass for me. You got your chapstick, your phone, your sunglasses, more sunglasses. Here's my bear spray in the holster. It's going to be right on the pack strap, right where I need it, if I need it, which hopefully I won't. But anyway, I could tell you more about that, but that was in my last video of the 4 things I'm afraid of on the Appalachian Trail and how I plan to deal with them. I posted a great study, 20-year study of over 70 incidents where either bear spray or guns were used, and this just really was very effective. Convinced me I'm good there. Alright, I think that's it for the outside of my pack, y'all, so let's work our way to the inside. By the way, let me introduce you, if I haven't already. I've named her Bertha the Big Ass Backpack because she's so big. She is a 65 liter bag, and honestly I don't regret that decision because look how crammed full this thing is with all my gear. Just to save space on the car ride up, I put my trekking poles in here too. I've got the contractor bag to help waterproof everything inside. Since the the pack cover does not actually waterproof everything. So for the trekking poles, I have the aluminum Trail Buddies with cork handles. I read up and found cork seems to be better for preventing the sweaty or blistery hands, so I went with cork rather than like the foam or the rubber. And I got the ones that adjust with these clasps rather than screw adjusting, because I've heard a lot of people say that like with the screw adjustments, they kind of constrict a little bit and your pole can end up collapsing on you while you're hiking, and that's not good. A lot of people just recommend the clasping mechanism instead. Went with that, got some duct tape wrapped around it with a pretty pattern, of course. You never know when you're gonna need duct tape. It fixes everything. So these were actually a lot less expensive than comparable trekking poles online. So look it up, Trail Buddy. They're actually really good. I've loved them so far on all the training hikes I've gone on, which I'm gonna go on another one today up here in these mountains. Okay, so all the stuff that's at the top of my pack is the stuff that I'm gonna need to reach more easily, but maybe not as much so as like the stuff like my water bottles and all that stuff that's gonna be on the side. First thing in here, well, I would have my rain jacket, which unfortunately I forgot to bring out here, but it is an Outdoor Research Helium women's rain jacket. It's red, it's about this color actually. And I've really been impressed with it because at the garden center where I work on days when it's been really rainy, I put that on, and as hard as I'm working, it doesn't seem to trap a lot of sweat in there, so it really does keep me dry. And it's so light, a little bit breathable too. I love it. So of course here's the map and the AT guide pages for the section I'm going to be doing, as opposed to taking the whole book, because that's a lot of weight you don't need if you're just doing one section at a time. That's going to tell me, you know, how many miles to the next reliable water source, or the next campsite, or the next scenic view that I might want to take a little side trail off to check out, or whatever. It gives me lots of good information. I'll be using that to determine how many miles I think I want to go that day and how many miles I have gone that day. I've got a little journal here and a pen because I think I'm definitely going to take the time to fill this with some of my thoughts and experiences from the day. And that will be lovely to look back on for years to come. Definitely into the journal thing. I'm pretty sure I will use that, and it won't just be wasted weight. Extra Ziploc bag. Huh. Anyway, okay, so this bag's real important. This little stuff sack has both my first aid kit and my toiletries and bathroom, going to the bathroom stuff inside of it. So I got 3 of these from Outdoor Products at Walmart, much cheaper than some of the stuff sacks I could have gotten at REI. So let me show you the go into the bathroom kit first, because I'll probably need that more often than anything. Alright, so in the going to the bathroom kit, we have some sanitizer, of course, very important. Good amount of toilet paper wrapped around an emergency tampon. Ladies, you know, sometimes you need an emergency tampon. Some wet wipes in another little bag in there, because, you know, keeping clean. Cleanliness is next to goddessliness. I have the Deuce 2 super lightweight digging trowel to dig my 6-inch cat hole to go to the bathroom in, and then cover it up. Pack out my trash, bury what I can, wash my hands, and go. Alright, then, did I show you the first aid? No, I haven't shown you the first aid yet. Okay, so in the first aid kit, I actually have a needle and thread in case anybody needs to get stitched. A little travel bottle of Neosporin with a little more duct tape wrapped around it, because like I said, duct tape is great. Some tweezers in case you need to pull something off you or out of you. I have ibuprofen and BC powder. I've never tried the BC powder, but it seemed like a nice lightweight little solution along with some ibuprofen, which I know works. Yeah, there's just little packets of light powder that you put in your bottle and drink. Then I have some moleskin I just wrapped it around a Q-tip. Instead of bringing Band-Aids and moleskin, I figured I could just pull off some of the cotton from the Q-tip to put it on my boo-boo, and then wrap it like a Band-Aid with moleskin. And then I have these things. I've noticed on my training hikes that I get like a hot spot under my big toe. So these things are like real cushy things that you can pull off, and I can put one of those under my toe if I need to. And I've got stuff to wrap blisters, stitch up, medicine for pain, all that good stuff. That's it. That's all I felt like I needed. People have said that you should probably carry some anti-diarrhea medicine just in case, and so I probably will carry a little bit of that too, because I would hate to experience that. Alright, so in the toiletry kit, I have a little travel bottle that I filled with some of the Dr. Bronner's biodegradable soap, the almond scented. It smells like marzipan. I love it. You know, this would be good to use with this tiny washcloth that I had from when my girls were babies. I felt like, why buy like a tiny travel towel if I already have a tiny baby washcloth? Isn't that cute? So I'll wash off my face and my pits with that when needed. I've got baby powder to help keep down the oiliness and the yuckiness and the sweatiness and moisture everywhere in my hair and on my feet, whatever. And I'll brush that through with a little travel brush that I'm bringing into my hair in the morning. Little tiny travel bottle of toothpaste and toothbrush. I'm gonna ditch this plastic thing. I don't need it. I can just put this in here. A lot of people will actually saw a full-size toothbrush in half to reduce their weight, because that's how crazy we get about trying to reduce our weight so we can make better miles. But you don't need to saw it off, because Rite Aid already has half a toothbrush. So just get that and ditch this part if you want to. So that is the toiletry bag. And I did something that not a lot of hikers do. A lot of them say, oh, you just learn to live without deodorant. You just get used to the stink. But I don't really want to if I don't have to. So I sawed off some deodorant with the plastic little part still on the underside of it right there. So I can just hold that and swipe it on real quick, wrap it back up and go. Now, I might get sick of carrying this around and find that it doesn't make enough of a difference to be worth carrying around, but I'm going to start out with it and just see how it goes. I'll wrap that better later. I'm going to stick all this back in here and move right along. Just trying to think and see if I've left anything out so far and everything else I've talked about. Oops. No worry. I'll put all this back together later. This is a gear explosion after all. Alright. Next items down. Clothing. I have this yellow stuff sack with my clothing. I'm only going to be bringing 2 outfits with me. The one I'm going to be hiking in, which has like 3 layers on top, basically. Just the sports bra when it's really dang hot in the middle of the day. And then I've got a, you know, moisture wicking, really light sleeveless top to wear on top of that as well. If I want to wear more than just a sports bra, which I probably mostly do. Let's see if I can take this all out and show you. I've got it all rolled up. There we go. Alright, yep. Sports bra, tank, and then over that, if I'm chilly or just want extra protection from sun or bugs, I've got this really nice REI co-op item. This also was an REI co-op item. I am like so into buying that stuff because I get those dividends, and I saved like $50 the last time I was there thanks to all that. But this is a really good quality shirt. I love the color of it. I love how light and breathable it is. It has like these little ventilation pockets in different places. And it's just so lightweight and quick drying. Every backpacker who has looked into this at all has been told, and it's true, that synthetic materials or even wool, but definitely never cotton, is what you want to be wearing when you're hiking, because cotton holds moisture in like you wouldn't believe, and we don't want that. So then I've got, you know, so that's my hiking clothes, shorts, and then I've got sleep clothes, which is just going to be a different shirt that I didn't put in here, and then these leggings, which I might also hike in if it's chilly in the mornings. 2 pairs of underwear and 2 pairs of socks. I actually got some darn tough socks, which are another great company that, like a few of the other companies I purchased from, will return your item if it's damaged or it's worn out or whatever. You can get a new pair of Darn Tough socks for free. Those aren't with me right now because I couldn't find them. I'm a mess, right? But I've got these Walmart socks too that are good synthetic breathable material, nice and thin, so they don't make my foot feel crammed into my boot. So I've got some for hiking and some for sleeping, and hopefully I'll find my Darn Tough socks before I go out there, and I'll use them in lieu of one of these pairs. Alright, ladies, you know you don't want moisture in certain places. Synthetic, super breathable Fruit of the Looms from Walmart. Yay! See how holey they are and breathable? And they did have cotton crotches, but I totally cut that part out because the last thing I want to deal with is, well, ladies, you know. So, no cotton. No cotton for the hike. Okay, those are the clothes. Change of clothes. Alright, now we've got the sleep system at the bottom because that's the last thing I'm going to need every day. Alright, starting with this tent. Another REI co-op item. I sort of do regret this purchase, and I sort of don't. And I'll tell you why. The tent here, it's a Passage 2, two-person tent. It is 4 pounds and 13 ounces, which is not as light as I could have found. But I bought this a year ago when I was planning on doing my first section hike before Hurricane Florence crapped on my plans. So I was buying everything that I needed to, like kind of closer together, and couldn't spread out. Didn't realize I'd have a whole other year to spread out my gear costs and maybe save up for one of the lighter weight and more expensive, usually, tents. So I went with this on a budget. It was $150. That's really not bad at all. And it's a good little tent. I can see the stars through the top if I don't have the rain fly on. And it's got the bathtub in the bottom, and it came with a footprint. And this is with everything. The rain fly, the tent, the footprint, and the stakes. It's all 4 pounds and 13 ounces. So, I mean, it's not terrible for backpacking, especially because I have a hiking partner to share the load. So I will carry the 4 pounds and 13 ounces while Scott is carrying up to 5 pounds of food, and we will switch as needed. I did switch some things out and give them to him, and actually managed to get my base weight down to 18 pounds, which is great. So with my water and some snacks, I should never be carrying more than like 23, 24 pounds. So that's great. I don't regret this too much because it is a good little tent. We've used it a couple times already. We'll get lots of use out of it and then save up for something. I'd like to use something that I could, once again, utilize my trekking poles, just like I'm going to utilize them as a selfie stick. Things like the Z-Packs duplex tent, you can just use your 2 trekking poles to keep them up, and you don't have to carry the stakes too, but those are like $500. So there's this alternative made in Japan called the Lanshan tent that's comparable that I think I'm going to be trying to get that next once I've saved up a little more money in the gear buying budget. But for now, this will do. It'll do just fine. Alright. Now, because I'm a section hiker, I was able to get this Static V sleeping pad that doesn't have a super high R value. It's only 1.3. It won't offer as much insulation from the cold ground as others will, but again, because I'm a section hiker, I was able to choose to hike in late spring and summer, and that's when my next 3 section hikes are planned down the road for the next 2 years. So I shouldn't need anything more than this. It's nice and light. It blows up in 14 breaths for me. No, actually it was 13 breaths for me. And is really comfy. It blows up to about 2.5 inches thick, which is really great for me because I'm a side sleeper and my hips need the cushion, and it just keeps me that much warmer. I really like this. I believe it's pronounced Climate, but someone will correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, I really like it. It's green, my favorite color. Alright. Then, at the very bottom, I have my sleeping bag. Oh, also, I have this tiny, awesome little inflatable, super light L-Trek pillow. So, this is what some backpackers consider a luxury item. I do not consider it a luxury item because it is a necessity to me getting decent sleep at all so that I can actually feel like hiking. And I actually don't necessarily need it under my head, more so between my knees, because I don't know, somewhere in my mid-30s I started realizing that I was getting bad back and hip pain, and that having a pillow between my knees really helped align my spine and my hip bones in such a way that I felt much more glorious every morning. So this doesn't take very long to blow up. I believe this took me like 3 or 4 breaths. I can do that towards the end if I haven't run out of time and show you guys exactly how many breaths that takes. But it's so lightweight. It's so small. You saw how small it was before I opened it up. It's really worth it. It wasn't that much. I'll try to provide sort of links with some of these items that I really like and recommend with the prices, so y'all can see for yourself what kind of deals you can get on those as much as possible. So here's the sleeping bag. This is a Marmot's Always Summer 40-degree bag, because we're hiking in late spring and summer. So this was not too expensive. This was $189, which I know that sounds expensive, but compared to a lot of other backpacking sleeping bags that you want to be sort of light and fold down really small in your pack, this was actually quite reasonably priced. And it is only 40 degrees, and it's down, so it's super light. It'll keep us warm enough. The other sleeping bag we have at home that's in Scott's pack right now is a 20 degree, also Marmot, Elite Eco for women, but it'll fit him too, honestly. It's we can just switch. If I feel like I'm too cold, I can get the warmer one, and vice versa. But yeah, this one is super light. The other one is synthetic, so it is a little heavier, but it was also a little cheaper. So the other one is like a little less than, it's like 2.5 pounds, and this one was somewhere around a little less than 2 pounds. As far as food and cookware, like I said, the food is going to be in his backpack. I showed you guys my bag of food, or what it's going to most likely look like at the beginning, before it's whittled down. It's probably going to be at most about 5 pounds of food at a time. He'll have that, and he also will have a cook set, which is a really nice collapsible. It's got just 2 bowls and 2 mugs that collapse, and like the typical pot you see people cooking with. For both of us, he's got that, and we've got the MSR Pocket Rocket Stove with that fuel, and we've got a lighter and a backup lighter and a little rag for washing off our dishes. So he's got that in his setup. We each have our own of these filters that I showed you. So if we get separated for a day, which we're planning to intentionally, we can filter our own water. We'll have our own snacks, because I'm going to have some snacks and he's going to have the food. You know, we should both have we're both going to have our own compass and map. We should be good when we're separated. But yeah, that's a good base weight. That's all my gear. Some of it's real nice, some of it's real budget, but I have a feeling it's all going to work for me. And eventually I will try to replace this tent with something else and get my weight down even more. But anyway, if you guys are on spring break like me, I hope you have a really happy one. Go have your own little adventure today, no matter how small, and stay safe. And if I forgot something, we'll film that and tack it on to the end of this. And say bye, Sophia.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to go off on a hike soon, and maybe I'll record some of that for your enjoyment as well. All right, bye. Okay, let's see how many breaths this takes. That took me like 2.5 breaths. 2.5 breaths. Yeah, that was not bad, or 3 breaths. But then I was really slow to put the cap back on, so I lost some. But anyway, 2.5 breaths for this. I highly recommend the Trek backpacking. Hello. All right, that's that. Thanks again. I wanted to mention also that these sunglasses, which I totally impulse purchased after seeing a commercial for Shady Rays, as many of you probably have that enjoy watching these videos. They come on before these backpacking videos that we love to watch for our various reasons. But these are awesome. They're like wood-looking frames and green lenses, my favorite color. and you feed about like a handful of families with each purchase. So, you know, when I went online and saw that, as if I didn't already love them enough, that made me want to purchase these even more. So shadyrays.com. I got these big, oversized sunglasses, even though I already had these, for multiple reasons. One of those reasons is, if I do see a bear and it's not going in the opposite direction when I'm yelling at it and making myself look big like I'm supposed to, and I'm just not feeling comfortable that it's going to get, you know, away from me, and I'm trying to get away from it and it's continuing to walk towards me, that's when I'll know it's time to put these sunglasses on, which I'm going to keep handy right here on the front of my pack, just in case there's any wind going in my direction when I'm ready to spray my bear spray. So this was just that much more protection around my eyes from the bear spray, which could really mess up my day if some of it gets into my eyes. So yeah, I have these as well that I forgot to show you. And now I think I really have showed you everything. So once again, have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Hey there! So it took me about 10 minutes to pack everything back up in my pack the way I like it. And now I'm about to go on a hike around here, and then later I'll show you some of my folks' cabin because it's really neat. But I did want to take some time out to tell you guys, if you're on your spring break like I am, that I hope you will take some time out of your busy spring break schedule of having fun, which I hope you do also, and just take some time to have some quiet and to get some peace from all of life and society's daily schedules, noise, stress, and just be amongst the sounds of nature with your thoughts and give yourself some perspective to move forward with so you can continue to have a great time after your spring break, accomplishing your goals with a little less stress. All right, off I go.